With Starfire pressured into a political marriage on her homeworld, Nightwing goes on a vengeful crusade to rescue Raven alone, while Wonder Girl reforms the Teen Titans, including the new Robin and Nightwing's successor, Jason Todd. What's up guys, Roman from R&S Entertainment here, and welcome to another episode of Comic History, the weekly video series where I explain and retell the iconic storylines, origins, and events in the world of comics. In this video, I am going to be covering a Titans story, and if you followed my channel for a while, you know I am a huge fan of all things Teen Titans, especially the legendary 1980s run of Marv Wolfman and George Perez's New Teen Titans, which created the Teen Titans that defined the team for the rest of history and introduced so many Titans mainstays including Raven, Starfire, Cyborg, Deathstroke, and others. The original New Teen Titans run started in 1980 and went for 4 years before being relaunched in a second volume in 1984. This was the exact same Teen Titans story and continuity and would continue until the characters were no longer teenagers and was relabeled as the New Titans, finally coming to a close in 1996, marking 16 years of basically the same ongoing story. I would love to go from the very beginning of this series and cover every single issue, and in fact I do have episodes on multiple stories in the first volume, going from origin of the Teen Titans to Teen Titans vs. Deathstroke, to Teen Titans Fearsome 5, to Justice League vs. Teen Titans. So if you want to learn more about the Teen Titans or the stories at the beginning of this series, make sure to go to the Teen Titans / Young Justice History or Comic History playlist on my channel and check those videos out as well. In today's video, we are going to be talking about a story that takes place in issues 18 through 21 of the 1984 relaunch New Teen Titans, which includes a ton of relevant and iconic moments, including Jason Todd joining the Teen Titans for the first time, Dick Grayson and Coriander's breakup, Donna Troy aka Wonder Girl's mental collapse, and Roy Harper learning that he has a daughter with the super assassin Cheshire. We're going to see Nightwing at his worst, unhinged and vengeful on a quest to rescue Raven from what he perceives as a failure on the part of the Titans. We're going to see the newly promoted from Kid Flash Wally West Flash try and fail to live up to Barry Allen, and so much more, so let's jump right in. At this point in the comics, Nightwing, Starfire, and Titans member and son of Deathstroke Jericho had traveled to the planet of Tamaran, home planet of Starfire, which had become embroiled in a violent takeover by her sister Blackfire, which is the topic of another video. During this war, Starfire is pressured into a political marriage on Tamaran to reunite their people, and would be required to stay on Tamaran to retake the planet from Blackfire. Although she wants Dick to stay and be with her, he is unable to accept her being married, even if it is only political, and leaves, departing for Earth to the sound of Starfire crying out his name. While all of this is happening, the heroes of Earth have been embroiled in the 1985 DC Comics continuity shifting event Crisis on Infinite Earths, which was also by the New Teen Titans creative team of Wolfman and Perez. As Dick Grayson returns to Earth, the after effects of Crisis have left their marks on the remaining Titans, with heroes like Barry Allen Flash, Supergirl, and even Teen Titans member Cole having died in the event. On top of that, Beast Boy's adopted father Steve Dayton, aka Mento of the former Doom Patrol, has gone insane due to the long-term effects of his mental amplifier helmet, becoming villainous and outright murderous to his son and the other Titans. As Beast Boy and Cyborg prepare to go search for Mento, Donna Troy, the original Wonder Girl, who had been appointed temporary leader in Dick Grayson's absence, abandons them to help her much older husband Terry Long on a paper to retain his tenure as a professor. Dick Grayson returns to Earth to find the Titans ripped apart and his former world in shambles, with members dead, missing, or not helping each other under Donna's leadership. He makes his way to Wayne Manor, finding Bruce completely absorbed in his light-hearted Batman detective adventures with his new replacement Robin, Jason Todd. And though Bruce casually asks Dick about Tamaran, he also says that he has no time to talk, and him and Jason jump in the Batmobile and speed away, smiling while Dick is left abandoned by who he thought was his family. Oh, and it's also Nightwing's birthday. Meanwhile, Beast Boy and Cyborg track down Mento and confront him, wanting to help but being quickly overpowered without the help of the other Titans. When Dayton almost kills Beast Boy, Cyborg charges him and is hit by the brunt of Mento's power, ripping through him and toppling him to the ground in a sparking heap. Later, Donna goes to Dick at his apartment and tries to get him to talk about Starfire, not being willing to let him leave until he lets her help him. Dick demands for her to move, and keeps mentioning Raven, who had been abducted along with her mother Arella by the members of the Church of Brother Blood, serious former villains of the Teen Titans. Donna says that between the crisis and other events going on, that she hadn't had time to do anything about Raven, to which Dick replies that in his absence she has 1. Let Cyborg and Beast Boy go off alone in search of an insane supervillain who has the power to level a small city, 2. Allowed Brother Blood, an incredibly dangerous cult leader villain with the ability to pass through and utilize Raven's soul self, which is the black bird-shaped manifestation of her soul that she uses to transport herself and affect enemies, to just kidnap her with no repercussions or plan of rescue. And on top of all of this, she had let Cole die during Crisis, and the entire time Donna was bailing on the team she was supposed to lead to help her husband write some stupid paper. With Dick going on to say that Raven, Beast Boy, and Cyborg could all be dead because of her, Donna cries and screams at him to shut up, backhanding him clear through the wall of his apartment. Getting up and flipping over her, Dick says that she's going to hear what he has to say, that the ugly truth about her is that while she pretends to be happy and perfect all the time, she's just as flawed and weak as the rest of them. He makes his way out of the apartment and says that she shouldn't dare tell him how to live his life, and to close the door on her way out. Outside, Dick thinks to himself that he knows he shouldn't have said all of that, but remains angry at both thoughts of Starfire and of Donna letting the Titans fall apart. Changing into his Nightwing costume in clear view of anyone who happened to be walking by, Nightwing swings away to track down Brother Blood and rescue Raven, thinking to himself that nothing lasts forever. Not Batman and Robin, not Nightwing and Starfire, and certainly not the Teen Titans. Donna returns to Titan's Tower alone, and the empty silence is broken by a call from Faraday, the Titans' connection to the FBI that often contacted them for help with certain missions that required superheroes. Knowing that the Teen Titans no longer really exist, Donna makes a few calls and assembles a new Teen Titans, including former members Wally West, who had recently taken up the mantle of the Flash following Barry Allen's death in Crisis, Roy Harper aka Speedy, sidekick to Green Arrow, Garth aka Aqualad, and Hank Hall aka Hawk, of the superhero duo Hawk and Dove, along with notable new member Jason Todd aka Robin. Meeting in Titan's Tower, Donna informs them that the government wants the Titans to provide superhuman security to the US-Soviet-Russia summit happening to smooth relations between the conflicting countries. After a brief discussion of politics where Hawk literally says that they should go kill all of the damn commies, Donna reveals that the Titans were chosen specifically because the assassin Cheshire, who unknown to Roy Harper is the mother of his child, was hired to ensure that the summit ends in disaster. Jason eagerly accepts, thinking that teaming up with the Titans is the coolest thing he's ever done, and the others also accept, most of them begrudgingly and unenthusiastically. As they fly off in the Titan's specialized jet, Donna opens up to Jason about the problems surrounding this entire situation. Aqualad is traumatized and barely even speaking following the death of Aquagirl in the Crisis. Hawk is literally an insane person, and Donna herself is barely even mentally there. Robin thinks to himself that he can't believe she's asking him what he thinks, and that Batman never took his opinion into account. Donna goes on, saying that she regrets what happened with Dick and Corey, and that she had failed as a leader and caused the breakup of the team. Suddenly, she's shocked out of herself wallowing when she almost crashes directly into the World Trade Center, pulling up at the last moment and avoiding what was almost an irreparable disaster. As they straighten out towards their destination, Wonder Girl again asks Robin if everything is fine, and he, along with us as the reader, realize that she's barely even recognizing that he's not the Robin she used to take orders from. As the Titans set up for the night in their accommodations, Aqualad hears a noise outside, and Flash speeds out to find Cheshire being uncharacteristically clumsy by setting up bombs directly around their apartment. Wally races forward, noting to himself that following Crisis, his speed had been reduced from the speed of light to the speed of sound, making it difficult for him to even dodge bullets. Determined to honor the mantle of Barry Allen, Wally fights off Cheshire's men while she prepares a special rifle that she had brought thinking she would need it for Starfire, and while he's distracted, she fires a heat-seeking bullet that follows Flash no matter where he runs. Knowing that he isn't fast enough to outrun it, Wally turns and tries to dodge at the last second, being hit in the shoulder and falling into the snow. Cheshire alerts her men that the bombs will go off in 10 seconds, and the Titans scramble to leap out of the apartment as it explodes. Donna realizes that something is very off here. Cheshire is not stupid enough to risk a face-to-face confrontation with the Titans, or clumsy enough to use bombs in her actual assassination attempts. With Speedy and Aqualad dazed in the explosion, the others leap out mostly unharmed and rejoin the fight. Hawk pushes Robin out of the way and goes after the men full force, bashing one's head against a tree trunk and preparing to kill them all. Cheshire thinks to herself that she needs the Titans alive for her plan, but that this one is insane and won't hurt to kill. Jason leaps forward and tackles her before she can finish him off, stopping her long enough for Donna to throw her lasso around Cheshire and stop her escape. Meanwhile, Hawk picks up one of the assassin's pistols and shoves it in his face, forcing Wonder Girl to leave Cheshire and leap in to stop him. Hawk says that they have to fight fire with fire, and that his brother Dove had died playing by other rules. Donna slams Hawk against a tree with her super strength, yelling in his face with tears running from her eyes that she's trying her best to keep this damn team together. That she's seen the death of the Teen Titans 3 times over now, and that she will not allow it to happen again. She says that they have to be perfect. Following their being framed for Brother Blood's murder, the Titans were already hated by the public, and Hawk was going to throw it away for his stupid bloodlust. Jason jumps in and tells Donna that she's crushing Hawk's chest in, and Donna lets him fall to the ground unconscious as she walks away, telling Robin that he's in charge now, and that it was always his group anyway. The last man standing over a group of defeated heroes, Jason Todd stands paralyzed, not knowing what to do, before running after Donna and forcing her to stop and listen. Jason says that she had kept asking for his advice and turning to him for answers, despite the fact that he is obviously a kid and still very inexperienced as a hero. Initially, Jason was just happy to be paid attention to, as Batman never asked him what he thought and just gave orders. But then he had realized Donna had been looking at Robin this entire time. Robin, who she had always taken orders from and deferred to and looked to for leadership. Jason says that he can't take charge of this team because he is not Dick Grayson. Breaking down and crying, Donna apologizes to Jason and asks him to forgive her for dumping so much on him. And he says no problem, but if she has any younger sisters out there, to definitely introduce him. Cheshire thinks to herself that there's no time to do what she had initially planned to do, and kneeling down to the still injured Flash, she tells him that tomorrow she will kill one of the ambassadors, and that the Titans will do nothing to stop her. She also leaves him with the instructions to tell them the cryptic words Cheshire remembers, and leaves the Titans to eventually recover and regroup for the summit the next morning. As they climb the mountain to the summit meeting, Jason pulls Speedy aside and says that Batman had been training him to watch people's eyes, and that when Flash had said Cheshire remembers, Roy had become visibly nervous and looked away. Suddenly, Cheshire takes this moment to attack, leaping in and disabling Jason, claiming that it's time her and Roy finished the business they had began months ago. Cheshire tells Roy he's exactly the same as when he had abandoned her the night after their last romantic encounter, when she had learned that he was working undercover as an operative for the government. Only afterwards did she find out that he was Speedy of the Teen Titans and the father of her newly born child. Cheshire had taken this assignment to track down Roy and confront him, wondering until this moment what she was going to do when she did, and she pulls out her gun saying that now she knows, she is going to kill him. Roy tells Cheshire that he did love her, and that he had to leave before one of them killed each other, and had even covered for her afterwards by lying to the government that he had lost her trail. Cheshire said that she had loved him too, for the 9 months she had waited to see if he would come back for his child, and he never did. Until she had learned of his life as an undercover agent and as a Titan. Jason recovers and leaps forward to help Roy, sweeping Cheshire's feet out from under her and dodging away from her poison nails. Roy, knowing that Cheshire only fights to kill, tells Jason to go stop her men while he takes care of her. Cheshire slashes Roy across the chest with poison nails, but finds herself unable to finish him off, saying that he is the one weakness in her life. Roy begs her not to go, and that she at least owes him a discussion about their child, and she turns away, saying that she gave him his life. She owes him nothing more. As she leaves, Cheshire tells Roy that all is not what it seems with her business at the summit, and warns him to stay inside and out of the conflict if he wants to live long enough to find out about their child. Meanwhile, Cheshire's men have attacked the summit head-on, with the remaining Titans, including Jason, fighting them off. Hawk throws one of the men off of the mountain, and Donna leaps forward to prevent cold-blooded murder from occurring on her watch. As she does, Cheshire and Roy rejoin the fight, and when she says that he won't do anything to hurt her, he fires an arrow into her shoulder, stopping her from throwing a grenade at the Titans. As Aqualad runs in to grab the fallen grenade, Speedy approaches Cheshire, saying that he had to stop her from killing people, and she calls him a fool, saying that none of this was even necessary if he had just listened to her. Cheshire slashes him in the face with poison, escaping while thinking to herself that if Roy had trusted her, they could have raised their child together, but now they both lose. Roy then realizes that the grenade Cheshire threw wasn't armed, and that this entire clumsy attack on the summit had been a shadow play, designed to trick the Titans into getting into a flashy battle right outside. Although the US government had asked the Titans to attend as security, the official agreement with the Russians was that no outside parties would be involved, and now the Titans would be more hated by the public than ever. Wally West, who had been forced to stay out of the day's conflict due to his bullet wound, stumbles across Cheshire, who is trying to escape with the arrow still stuck in her, and without a second thought rushes forward and punches her through a glass window, with her telling him to pull the arrow out for God's sake. Wally turns to go get the other Titans, but is suddenly attacked by a group of Brother Blood's cult members, who turn out to be the ones who hired Cheshire in the first place to sabotage and further ruin the Titans, along with keeping the world relations between the United States and Russia unsteady at best, which allows the Church of Brother Blood to continue its takeover of the nation. The Church of Blood takes Cheshire and escapes, and Donna and the other Titans find Wally crumpled in the snow. As they return home, worldwide news agencies cover the interference by the Titans at the summit, and blame them outright for the worsening global relations. Donna's impromptu failed Titans return to the tower, with Wally having to be hospitalized for his injuries. Jason points out that thousands of protesters have gathered outside of Titan's tower, and remembers that Roy never revealed to them what history he had with Cheshire. Roy quickly says that he's disappearing for a few days, saying that he has business to take care of, and Donna thanks Jason for joining the Titans before going to meet with her husband, who, unable to finish his paper, has been fired from his job. Roy Harper travels to Hong Kong to Cheshire's childhood home, thinking to himself that he has to know about their child. When he enters, she tells him that outside these walls she is Cheshire, but inside them is Jade's world, and he is not part of that. Roy says that he was Jade's once, and admits that he left her because of Cheshire and Speedy's world interfering. Jade thinks to a moment, and then brings Roy to his daughter, telling him her name is Leon. Meanwhile, Dick Grayson, complete with an epic breakup beard, has infiltrated Brother Blood's church under the guise of a maintenance worker, finding Raven and Arella caged in the same torture chambers he had been prisoner in the last time they had fought Brother Blood. Arella tells him that they want Raven for something, and when he looks into Raven's face, he recoils in shock from what he sees. And that is where we're going to wrap up today's episode of Comic History, which, although just a few issues in the ever-ongoing story of New Teen Titans continuity, has so many iconic and important moments for these characters. This was a dark time for the Titans, from Nightwing and Starfire's breakup, to Donna's mental collapse, to Cyborg being almost murdered by Mento, to all of the insanity that followed Crisis on Infinite Earths, and I've always loved this period in their history, as someone who loves to explore the different sides of all of these characters. If you want to see more great stories like this one, check out all of the other episodes I've done so far in the Teen Titans Young Justice history or the Comic History playlist on my channel. And if you enjoyed this video or learned something new, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to RNS Entertainment for weekly content, and follow all of my social media via the links in the description box below. Also, if you'd like to support the channel and help me make bigger and better content, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/RNSentertainment. I want to give a huge thanks to Drew Miles for being a $10 or higher patron this month, and I will see you all next time.